Are they? Or are they really? I say that because sometimes I find it rather peculiar when you approach certain people during this season and you're like, hey, how are your holidays? And they look at you with a puzzled expression on their face and they're like, you know what? It was good, but everything will be okay when I get back to the gym. Or, it was good, but I hope they finish pretty quick because I'm gonna end up looking like a holiday turkey. Food is my weakness, and oh boy. Okay, so you put yourself in the gym the day after the holidays. And the gym is packed. I mean, rammed to capacity. You can't even get a piece of equipment if your life depended on it. Let alone a piece of cardio equipment. Because every piece of cardio equipment is stationed with an individual with that same expression on their face. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I gotta lose it, gotta lose it, gotta lose it. Hey, and that's what I find funny because I always thought that the holidays were about eating, drinking, and being merry. You ask me about the holidays, and I'll start telling you about, my holidays were great. I had stuffing, I had homemade bread, I had deep fried turkey, I had my sour cherry pie, I had my cornbread, I had them, those little raspberry dumpling cookies with the walnuts and the coconut and stuff. And homemade bread. I said homemade bread, right? But yeah, homemade bread. Slathered in butter. Butter. Oh. Whoa, hey, you're talking about all this food and Aren't you supposed to be a healthcare professional? Yes, I am. But you know what? I never claimed, nor do I profess or teach for individuals to be go-hard extremists. When it comes to my health and fitness, I simply need to do what I need to do to ensure that my body is ready or prepped for whatever it is that life throws at me. Now, when it comes to my fitness, I strength train. And I strength train to help me better whatever it is that I do on a day-to-day basis.
Another great full body workout a lot of people may not consider is swimming. Swimming is a great cardiovascular workout, works all the major muscle groups, especially when you change up your strokes. Also, it is wonderful exercise because it is low impact.
Hi guys, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a spider push-up. It's a great exercise because it works your chest, and if you do it right, it's also going to support your core strength. When you're doing this exercise, please keep your body in a straight line from your head to your heels. Pull your belly into your spine, and as you come out of the push-up, lift your knee out to the side and up. Hold it, and then go back to your push-up and do it on the other side. Couple of things to remember: don't arch your lower back, and make sure your elbows are not locked as you come up out of that push-up. Okay, let's do it. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like.
And of course, when it comes to nutrition, I eat only to live. I try to keep a straight face on that one, you know what? Anybody that knows me is like, what? Okay, no. Okay. For the most part, I try to eat according to what it is that my body requires for whatever it is that I'm actually doing.
Now, there are many nutritious and very easy meals that require little prep, that will keep blood sugar levels at bay and help keep a person's energy levels up throughout the day. I do realize it can be tough for some people to eat on the job, so you have to prepare in advance. You will need to develop new habits and make it a priority to get some food into a bag to take with you for the day. Preparing food ahead of time and planning menus is crucial to overall good eating habits. Eating the mini meals throughout the day helps prevent hunger, low blood sugar, fatigue, and it will help with staying away from that vending machine. A few good examples would be a small handful of almonds or walnuts in an apple, the core being the only evidence. You could also cut up a healthy sandwich into 2 pieces and have half in the morning with a piece of fruit and half in the afternoon.
Hi, I'm Igor. This red represents the spirit of the season. A motivational tip I have for you to help you get through the season is something very important that I tell all my clients. It's how to minimize the negative effects of bad meals or cheat meals. Rule number 1, eat a serving of protein with each meal. Rule number 2, eat a serving of green veggies with each meal. What these 2 things help you do is they help you fill your stomach without filling up on a lot of calories, because they tend to have a lot of nutrients without that many calories. And the third thing I'm going to have you do is have some sort of vinegar, lime, lemon, or grapefruit-based dressing with your meal. That helps you lower the glycemic index of a meal, which is a measure of how quickly a particular food raises the blood sugar. The quicker a food raises your blood sugar, the quicker you pile on fat. Implement these 3 tips, and you can actually exit the holidays without too much of a fat gain.
Now, if it is that you're just like a regular Joe like me, it all comes down to something called appeasable consistency. Appeasable consistency, it's just basically laughable measures of consistency that you can maintain on a regular basis. Sometimes I find people that engage in fitness or health, they take it a little bit too extreme. They work out 6-7 days a week. They eat only this with no moldable this or no moldable that or whatever. That's perfectly fine if it is that you can keep that up. Because if it is that you can't keep that up, your metabolism will be extremely disappointed with you. Now, your metabolism is actually regulated and maintained by your fitness, right, and your nutritional practices. Now, why is it important to keep it in check? It's important to keep it in check because what will happen if it is that you don't maintain a certain level of consistency with it? If you're going hard 7 days a week, you gotta keep it like that. If all you eat is Brussels sprouts, seeds, and bird food, you gotta keep it like that. But the moment that it is that you veer from that, your body will act accordingly. And your metabolism will stop working or functioning at the level that it did when you were at your optimum best. Okay? So that's why it is I sit back and I try to say, hey, take it down just a notch. Because life will always come in, and what life will do is put certain barriers before you to really test your sense of consistency. Barriers like a new job, barriers like stressful situations, barriers like new family members that will take you violently sometimes out of your measures of consistency, and are you prepared for that? Now, when it comes to me, I try to live by the 80-20 rule. What does that mean? 80% of the time I place great emphasis on my fitness and nutritional practices, and the other 20%, I just live. Take, for instance, strength training.
All right, so come on over here. I'm going to show you how it's done. Pick up the ball. We're going to squat, jump, and press overhead. Squat, jump, press overhead. Squat, press overhead.
Now, I know how much it is that I physically expect from my body, so you know what? I've got to support it. When I say physically expect, on a day-to-day basis, I do a lot, right, of working with individuals physically. But then on top of that, of course, I need to get from here to there. I need to be able to maintain, right, my awakeness for 14, sometimes 16 hours a day. And then of course, if I get the random phone call where it is like, hey, let's go play some ball, I want to be able to do all of that without thinking twice about it. So what I do is, once again, I support my body as such. So I engage in strength-specific routines to help enhance my movements. Movements such as, of course, pushing. And pushing, right, is engaged by my chest. And of course, pulling is my back. Flexion is my abdominals. Extension, or lifting back up, is my lower back. Moving forward, or squatting or bending down, is the front of my legs. moving backwards or popping back up is my hamstrings. So because I engage in those motions on a day-to-day basis, I've got to enhance them. So I enhance my muscles and therefore enhance the movements. Then, an additional 2 to 3 times a week, I engage in functional activities or functional routines. Now, functional routines is basically taking all those particular strength focus practices, throwing them into a nice cumulative review or a nice cumulative mix to have a functional routine. And doing it also injects a cardio measure. And when I say a cardio measure, I'm not talking about cardio, walking up on a treadmill for about an hour. No, I'm basically talking about where it is that I take my heart and put it under a measure of duress. Why? So when it is that my heart is called upon, it can perform, right, adequately. When do I need my heart to perform adequately? Take for instance, I have a friend, Scott. He's always basically invited me out to do this and to do that. So this particular occasion, he invites me out to the backhoe country of Ontario or beyond or somewhere. And we're going snowshoeing or cross-country skiing because I ain't doing no downhill skiing or anything, you know what I mean, with that X Factor type of quality. And all of a sudden we engage a grizzly bear. Now, most people or Animal Planet says to what? Play dead? Not me. I ain't playing dead for nothing. My natural instinct is gonna be to run. Oh, but you can't run from no grizzly bear. Well, I'm not gonna sit back and see if I can find out. Heck no. And then on top of that too, if there's somebody else beside me, I know I'm not the one getting eaten because I could beat them. Dang right. So I work on my cardiovascular activity. It's all about survival of the fittest after all, isn't it?
Okay, the next exercise I'm going to show you is called a push-up pike on a stability ball. The reason why I'm going to show you this exercise is because even though it may look basic, it's still challenging for even someone like myself. The muscle groups that are involved are going to be your chest muscles and your core. And the 3 things to remember with doing this exercise are slowly roll yourself out on the ball, bring your chest over your hands on the way down, and make sure you inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Okay, first things first, we're going to have Mike come out and demonstrate the exercise. Now Mike is going to slowly roll himself up, keeping the back nice and straight, feet nice and firm together, slowly rolling up, excellent. Now as he comes down, he's going to place the weight of his body over his wrist, so chest over head, coming down slowly, inhale on the way down, exhale right back on the way up. Good. From this position, we're going to go into the pike. So you're going to raise your pelvis up, tuck your knees into your stomach, hold the position. You want to feel the abdominals work. Slowly push your feet back. Good. And then we're going to go back into the push again. So inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up.
Now, as for nutritionally, like I said before, I perform and I work extremely hard at what it is that I do. So basically, I gotta tend not only to my metabolism, right, but my body or what I ingest accordingly. Now, as for nutrition, there's 2 major things that I focus on that I think that people need to focus on. That's number 1, know what your body requires at any given time. Know what the foods that you ingest actually do for you, and how well do you marry the 2. And if you can find out the secret to the 2, your nutrition will always be good. I treat my body like I said before, right, the way that I want it to perform. Now my body's no beat up jalopy, it's a high-powered vehicle. High-powered, high-octane vehicle. So if it is that basically I go to a gas station, right, I'm not gonna put in no regular fuel. I'm gonna put in the highest grade octane available. And that's what it is that I do for my body.
There is such a push nowadays for everything to be raw, fresh, organic, but we categorize foods such as white flour and white rice as old school and make them appear to be like so detrimental to your health and fitness, as much as say like a chocolate bar or Coke for lunch. We should be looking at all the options and make the best choice in front of us at all times, but to insinuate that eating white rice will kill you is wrong, and it stresses people out. People eat white rice every day and live just fine, as well as competitive physique athletes, while getting down to low single-digit fat levels. So, I mean, there are better choices, but if your client hates brown rice and just won't eat it, you've got to let them know that white rice is a better choice than 3 slices of bread and pizza. White flour to oat flour, white pasta to brown pasta, 2% milk to skim milk. These are all the little changes that can amount to big body composition shifts over time. Making all the right choices won't just happen overnight, but as long as you keep it top of mind when the options present themselves, say at the grocery store, or restaurants, or at a friend's house, you're going to make a better choice.
And so because it is that I eat to perform 80% of the time, the other 20% of the time, I have no fear whatsoever of anybody trying to challenge me to something called a wing eating contest. And then there's this other thing where they have the head judging for, the Grill Master Burger Association or whatever, and I'm vying for that. So hopefully, once again, this is a side note, pick me, because my palate is exceptional.
It's not only important for us to give our clients the ability to lose weight, but it's also important for us to realize that the physical part of that is just one piece of losing weight. There's so much more involved with it. First and foremost, our clients really need to realize that they didn't put the weight on overnight. It's not going to come off overnight. The second thing is, there's no one-size-fits-all solution for anybody. This is especially hard for me, since I myself have lost over 120 pounds. I have clients and people coming up to me, and all they want to do is everything that I did. I just want to do whatever you did. That's not practical, and it's not realistic. Losing weight is a very personalized thing. You also have to remember that nutrition is 80% of this. You can work out until you're blue in the face, but then if you go home and your eating is not clean, you're not going to be getting the results that you want. So it's very important to make people realize that weight loss is a package. It's nutrition and the physical and the lifestyle and the mental changes all wrapped up into one thing.
So look, just as in any holiday, vacation, or time other than the norm, just act according to your input and your output. You're not performing as much, reduce your intake or simply adjust what it is that you intake. Right? If you intake more, increase your output. You've got that holiday time. Get out there, do something. Or as my boy Christian would say, just move. Or if you're living up here and it's colder than cold, just stay inside. Find some indoor activities to do. I know what I'll do. Yeah, see? I'm a mantico. When it all comes down to it, it's all about body awareness. Knowing what your body needs and requires at any given time. Whether it be rest, play, or maintenance. Do your research. Read. Surf the net. Inquire. Try. And most of all, do. Now, before I go, for this Christmas season, do remember that this is not an entirely happy season for a lot of people. Depression is at an all-time high. Suicide is actually the highest at this particular time of year. There's a lot of different reasons as to why, but we're not going to focus on that. What we are going to focus on is what it is that we can actually do. You have some people that you think that need reaching out to? Pick up the phone, email, text them, get out there. Show them that it is that you basically care. You're walking out on the street and you see a stranger that can use a smile? It doesn't take much. It does not take much. Let's smash all that season blah 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 and make it a good one. And if you need a hug from me, I'm not too friendly like that, but I will exchange it for perhaps sour cherry pie or them raspberry thumbprint cookies. But anyhow, until next time, do take care and keep shining.